So very quickly, we will go back to the Wireshark to see that. But what we are going to discuss today. So my name is Praveen. So I am going to be the instructor for this training. This is the Wireshark Basic to Advanced training. So in today's demo, we are going to discuss about the SSL. So what are the SSL messages and where exactly I can see the certificate related information when I troubleshoot, which particular piece of information I should dig deeper to find a problem or to fix a problem. So to start with, let me open up the PowerPoint. So when you see this client server, so we all know that the TLS is running on top of, okay, I'll draw a diagram that will be better to explain. So this is my client and this is my server. Example, you open up a browser. This is your browser. You want to search for google.com. So before your SSL connection, the key thing you should know about is your TCP. So TCP is peer-to-peer connection. So it can be anything. So example, if I take 192.168.0.9, this is my address, and Google DNS, I'm trying to reach Google DNS 8.8.8. So I'm trying to establish a connection. So the very first thing we should know about TCP is very simple. It is called as a four-tuple connection. That's something we should know about. So in your TCP, in the client end, I got my source IP address. So then I got my source port. Example is a randomly generated port. It is decided by the operating system, right? So on the other end, I have my source port as 443 because I'm trying to establish a connection. It's an HTTPS. So S stands for security. We know that. So the SSL has been evolved. Now it is called as a TLS, transport layer security. When you look at how this package is exactly wrapped up. So when I say it's a four-tuple connection, you can see connection 1, 2, source IP. This is my source IP and source port. On the other end, I got my source IP and source port. So when I want to send the traffic over the network using a TCP, so I should need four basic information. As I said, I need my source port, source IP address, destination port, and destination IP address. From the source perspective, it is a destination port, and this is destination IP. So I need these four information to send across. But the problem with this is using HTTP, if I am going with the protocol HTTP and if I try to open up this port, so nothing is encrypted. So anybody can tamper the packet. They can do a man-in-middle attack. They can do anything. And you're basically your connection is not secured now. So that they have come up with a protocol called as a TLS. So how TLS fits in the packet? So you got your layer 3, you got your layer 4, and you got your HTTP here, and the TLS sits right in the middle of layer 4 and layer 7. So this is your TCP, this is your TLS. So whatever I send here, it should be encrypted. That is the whole point of TLS. So to understand the TLS, the key essential thing what we should know is we should know about the SSL messages. So I will make it this as very simple. I will always say this is a key encryption hash, and the TLS version. So what is this? When I am trying to establish a SSL connection between the client and the server, so this is a proposal from the client end. This is a server proposal. So this is the key. I'm going to use an RSA key along with my Diffie-Hellman key. I'll talk about that with Wireshark in detail about that. So this is the key, right? So in the server, you have the same 4 phases: key, encryption, hash. This is key, encryption, hash, and this is the TLS version. So example here, the client is proposing the TLS 1.2, but the server is responding back with TLS 1.3. So the client, when it sends this client proposal, it is not only proposing TLS 1.2. It has a lot of versions, but it is going to tell, okay, I am going to support only TLS 1.2. So in some cases, you have seen, even in your server, if a client is trying to establish a connection, if it is very old, or sometimes it happens in the load balancer when you enable your lowest TLS version, and if the client is trying to establish a connection, if it is not matching, your TLS connection is not going to happen. So these 4 proposals are very important in your SSL messages. That's a key foundation to understand your other troubleshooting scenarios. So the base connection, when the TLS connection happens, there are 4 SSL messages: key, encryption, hash. So the proposal happens. We can see that in Wireshark how it's going to happen. And if there is any problem with the version mismatch, you should use something called as a record layer. That is in your Wireshark. You can find what is the problem with that. Is it TLS version mismatch? Or is it something problem with your certificate? Right? So this is the base communication about your SSL messages. So when we will see that key, encryption, hash, what it is used, how it is used, and how it is proposed. Now we are going little deep about that. So as I said, this is the base communication of it. So you can see this. The client opens up the browser and sends a client hello message. So what's going to send? It's going to send its TLS version, cipher suites. The cipher suite contains the key, encryption, hash. What is the encryption it's going to use? What is the key? And what is the hash algorithm it's going to use? The server replies back with server hello. So what is exactly exchanged in the server hello? The server replies to the browser client with server hello, the highest TLS version. As I said, if the client is sending TLS 1.2, but if server is telling that, okay, I'm going to support only TLS 1.3, an example I'm telling, still TLS 1.2 is widely used. Say, for example, if the client supports only TLS 1.1, so your SSL connection breaks. It's not going to work. So your connection breaks here if the client doesn't have TLS 1.2, whereas the server is responding with TLS 1.2, and the client supports TLS 1.0. But there's no more use now. An example I'm telling, if it is very old client, it doesn't have the highest TLS version, it happens there. So what is the third packet then? The server presents the digital certificate to the client. So the client, what it's going to do, it has its, once it proposes the digital certificate to the client, it's going to see its trusted store. So you guys know about this in the operating system. You have something called a trusted store. So there you will have your root certificate. Example, this certificate is signed by the CA, certificate authority, right? We say CA, it's a certificate authority. Example, it is GoDaddy. So it's not going to validate what is inside the certificate. All I'm going to see from the client perspective is that, so do I have the root CA? Do I have the GoDaddy root certificate in my computer? Then it's going to believe it. Okay, so this is signed by the GoDaddy. So I have the root certificate of GoDaddy in my trusted store. So I'm going to trust this certificate. See, the browser validates a server certificate and sends an encrypted pre-master secret here. So this is something practically we are going to see how we are going to save this pre-master secret to decrypt the traffic. So without the pre-master secret, you can't decrypt this traffic. So until which point you can see from the layer perspective. So you can see your layer 3, you can see your layer 4, you can see your TLS version, but not your HTTP. You can't see what is inside the HTTP. What if it is doing a GET request? What is the request inside? You can't troubleshoot your HTTP related problem. So the server decrypts the pre-master secret, right? The server decrypts the pre-master secret and computes the session key. Let's see that. What is that? So this is the base level understanding what is needed for this particular demo. So we're going to see the same thing in Wireshark. Whatever we have discussed, we're going to see the same thing in the Wireshark now. Let me fire up the Wireshark. Okay, so whenever we are discussing, whenever we are learning something, I would always suggest to try to capture from beginning up to the end of the capture, so you will understand everything properly. So every connection, when it starts with, if you see, this is the source, right? Let me open up my pen. So this is your source and this is your destination, right? This is your source and this is your destination. As we discussed, it's a 4-tuple connection. So it goes with this port number, random port number. It's trying to establish a connection on the port 443. First is your TCP connection, then comes your TLS, layer by layer. If you remember what we discussed there, so it starts from, if I expand this, you will know this. So it starts with layer 2, layer 3, then TCP, then comes your TLS. If you look from this standpoint, you will understand better. So this is layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, and your TLS. So inside your TLS is your HTTP packets. So it goes like that. So this is a 4-tuple connection. I see the SYN ACK, right? Because that's a base connection. If the client sends a SYN message, inside the SYN message, it's going to tell this is my source port number and this is my destination port. This is my source IP and destination IP, 4-tuple connection. For that, I got the SYN ACK message back. So I got an acknowledgement back from the server. For that, I am going to ACK back the same SYN ACK, which I got from the server. So this is my client. So this is bidirectional and peer-to-peer connection. So far it is good. So then it comes your TLS, your SSL comes in here. So now people are not calling it as SSL, it becomes a TLS. So if you open this TLS packets, what are the information I can see here? So the client is proposing with TLS 1.2. This is the client hello. And inside the client hello, you can see 16 cipher suites. So what is a cipher suite? As I said, if you can read through this, key encryption hash. So this is a key, Diffie-Hellman key. This is the AES. This is for authentication. AES algorithm is used. And this is SHA, key encryption hash. You can see the three parameters inside your TLS header. This is your Diffie-Hellman key. This is used for your encryption. This is your hash. So what happens here? Here the client is proposing that I got 16 cipher suites, 16 combinations of key encryption hash. So what's something you are going to, what is your compatibility? If I'm going to propose this 16 cipher suites, which one is something we are going to prefer and use for our SSL connection? So in the server hello, if you open your server hello, if you go to your extensions, so the cipher suite, what it is used, so it is TLS AES 128 and SHA 256. Got it? So this is how the cipher suites work. So out of 16 cipher suite, it's going to prefer only one for the further communication. So you're now the server in the server hello, it is telling that change of cipher spec is something what key encryption hash is used. So once this is done, you will see the finish message on both ends. Then your actual data traffic happens. But if anybody here they work with SSL, they should have a question: how do I see HTTP connection here? Because that's encrypted, right? But how do I open up my encryption and I can see the traffic, what is going on inside? So I'm trying to log into wireshark.org and I can see the HTTP packet. Because if you see this is decrypted. You can see this header right over here. So I decrypted this traffic with the private key. So now let's jump back to the PowerPoint. Here we will understand better what is private key. So this is universal. It's going to work like this for all the client and server communication for all your TLS connection. So this is the client. Sorry, let me erase this. This is your client and this is your server. So the client sends us client hello. So I got a server hello back. So until this SSL messages, there is no certificate exchange, nothing happened here, right? Do you see any certificates here? Yeah, I mean, we will discuss this. I'll give a Q&A session, Santosh. Yeah, you can
Okay.
note down your
Understood.
question and you can ask me for sure. And on what is the question again?
I'd like to ask about Wireshark, the three-way handshake, like who it will have.
Sure. I mean, you note down your question in your computer, note down
Yes,
somewhere,
yes.
make a side
Okay,
note
okay.
and ask me, yeah? Because that's going to break the flow, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
No, thank you for understanding, yeah. Bye. So, so it sends a server hello back. So who holds the private key? Because the server is going to send the certificate, he always have its private key confidential. So it's going to send only your public key to your client. So when I do a decryption, what happens generally after your TCP connection, right? Your layer 2 comes, your layer 3 comes. So after this, you have your TLS packet, and then comes your HTTP. As I said, this is completely encrypted. The whole process encrypted. Until this point, this is visible. That's something we can see from layer 2 to TCP connection. We can see after this, everything is encrypted. So once I use this private key, so before this, the handshake happens, right? We know that key encryption has proposal happens. So once it agrees upon all this proposal, what happens there? The client is going to generate a pre-master secret. So I don't want to go so deep about this. In the real classes, you will go deep about every packet of this pre-master secret, how your Diffie-Hellman works for your pre-master secret, and what is your session keys, right? So up to this point, so we are in the very beginning of SSL. So using this pre-master secret, what I can do, if I can capture this pre-master secret from my web browser in the client, I can decrypt the traffic. Because you know what is pre-master secret? Example, 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. 1 plus 2 is equal to 3. The values are same. But we are using a different key. So that is the logic here. The 2 is different from 1. 1 is different from 2, but the value is same. So it's going to use the shared value. This is being exchanged between the client and server. The shared secret is exchanged between the client and server, and they will derive and come up with this session key. So what happens, even something is compromised in the middle using a man-in-middle attack, this value is, they share an equal value, they share a common value, and they come up with a new value that is shared secret value that nobody can do that. Right, so this decryption is happening because I have captured this pre-master secret in my client browser. So that helps me to decrypt the traffic so that I can see the HTTP traffic inside. So now I'm going to show you how the browser can decrypt the traffic. What are the steps and procedures to do in the Wireshark to decrypt the traffic? So if you go to the edit option here, right on the top, go to the preferences, go to the protocol, go to TLS. There is an option called pre-master secret key log file. So here, when I started this session, there is also a key log file. This is a pre-master secret. So you can see this. This is a pre-master secret key that is used for every session, for the whole session. It got the keys, so it helps us to decrypt the traffic. So when you're troubleshooting, when you have a problem with the upper layer, like if you have a latency with your HTTP, that's something when I remove the decryption, let's see how the packet looks. So I'm going to protocol preferences, go to protocol, I'm going to TLS. So I am going to remove this. So I'm going to add some other key here. So can I see any HTTP traffic here now after removing my pre-master secret? No, I don't see anything. But still what I can see, even if it is decrypted, sorry, even if it is encrypted, still I can see the cipher suites. Still I can see the server hello. See cipher spec exchange. I can see everything. But after this, see all your HTTP traffic is encrypted here. So I don't see decrypted traffic anymore here. So as I said, when you're doing a troubleshooting in the actual real classes, I will show you what is the record layer, what exactly I should see in the record layer when there is a problem with your TLS connection. So now I'll show you one TLS connection issue. So we will have a capture now. I will show you a capture where I can show you the problem with the TLS connection, a broken TLS connection. I think I have this capture already opened. Yeah. So exactly same Synac hack. So there is a successful connection. It's all purely encrypted. But if you guys, anybody knows, you can ping me in the chat. So why do I see a reset connection here? This is my client and this is the server. But I see a reset, client reset connection here. So this is my client and this is my server. So why do I see a reset here? And also, if you see this connection, I can see the fin packet, but still I see a reset. And if I close this connection, if I follow this communication here, it is between the client 10.100.164.119 and 188.121.36.237. So I am going to click on this conversation filter and TCP. And if I'm going to delete this, so I don't see the reset. This is a successful TLS connection. Even without decrypting the traffic, I know this is a successful connection. Because for this HTTP GET request, I see the OK message back. But when I clear this, but when I take a communication between a different source and destination, so the one which I was showing you is 188 is the destination, starts with 188. Now the destination starts with 141. If I right click, if I do a conversation filter, and if I do a if I do a conversation filter, I see a reset the end of the connection. So this is something it's very important to understand. Understanding is important. So just but by just looking at this, you can't come to a conclusion. Okay, the server resets the connection, so this is a problem with the SSL connection. No, it's not like that. So when the reset happens, the real reset happens if there is no successful connection between the client and server. It should happen right over here in the three-way handshake. So step number one. So I am going to check. Definitely, I have a routing. So that's why I see the return packet coming back from the server. I see the three successful handshake and the clients and the client key exchange, right? But the server didn't respond back anything. So do I see any server key exchange? Do I see any server hello here? All I can see is client hello. Even though if you see this change cipher spec coming back from the server, but it doesn't mean that your connection is successful. That's why I told you. It's not up to if somebody is asking a question, you can't answer your question right away. You have to analyze your packet. You have to analyze the packets and you should come to an understanding where exactly the problem is. So this comes with an experience. So if you look at this, the server, this is the client, right? So this is the client. So the client server is trying to communicate with this and the client is keep telling that who is sending this retransmission. The server is sending the retransmission. The client is not responding actually. If you click right over here, it says the TCP duplicate acknowledgement. It says it's a double tick option here, packet number 11. It's a duplicate acknowledgement. because the client is telling that already I have sent an acknowledgement, but it is still asking me. How do you verify again? So if you look at this acknowledgement number field right over here, see already it acknowledged for 2655. It's going this direction, right? It's going from the client 10.100.164.119. It goes to the server 141.0.108.82. So already it has sent the acknowledgement. But again, the client is expecting something. It is not sending any data, further data. See, after this key exchange, the
Not
server is
able
not
to see
sending
your
it.
screen. Please share your screen.
Is it? I'm sharing my screen from beginning. Okay. Is it like this from the beginning? You guys were not able to see my screen from the beginning, or the screen share stopped in the middle? Hi, everyone. I mean, is it something you guys didn't see my screen from the beginning, or it is just now?
Just
Actually,
now,
from
just now.
you started,
Like before 10 minutes.
discussing. Yes,
Yeah, just middle.
Just in the middle, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
At least
So,
give us some chat options so that we can inform you. We
no,
are unmuted. We are
no. Actually, there is a chat option, but I didn't see that. Some guys they pinged us, I think.
We
You
are
guys
trying
didn't
to
have.
contact. We are trying to tell you, but never
Mhm.
to even mute even by
Okay,
chat or audio.
okay. So, where you guys followed until this key exchange and everything, what I am explaining you? Okay, so no problem. So I'll start this again. So if you see this duplicate acknowledgement is something the Wireshark is flagging here because you see the duplicate acknowledgement field is 11 because it sent an acknowledgement already for 2655. This is a packet size. Generally, it sends an acknowledgement back. The client sent an acknowledgement back, but so again the client is sending back again because after this there is no increment in the data traffic. The server is not sending back anything. So it is keep sending the information back to the server. So here the server is not responding. That's something we have to look into the server where the problem is. So this gives you a direction where exactly I should start my troubleshooting with. So this is about the TLS. So now I will give an option. You guys can ask a question, whatever you have questions so far, what we discussed. You can ask me a question now. I gave an unmute permission for everyone. You guys can unmute and ask your questions.
Parveen, just repeat that how to decrypt the session and from where that pre-master key came, because actually I did not understand. You just browse and upload the pre-master key. So how from where it comes like this? These are not clear.
No, I mean, no, what is that? The when I open the browser and if I do a Wireshark.com and if I try to capture all this sessions, it will be saved. But this capture is something I'll show you. This is already I did this capture. This is preloaded capture. This is not a live capture what I have shown you now.
No, Praveen, I think we are asking is that can you show that how the capture is done? Because one thing is your screen share stopped after you
Got you.
explained
Yeah,
us the thing. So if you can redo that thing and how to capture that session key or how did you do that?
yeah, sure. I'll do that. Yeah. So the very first thing is you should open your system properties. There you have an option environment variables inside. So you have to click on this, right? So I have to go for new and you can give a variable. You can give a variable anything like SSL key log file and where exactly you want to save this pre-master secret key. So only these two values. Go to the environment variable, click on new, and you have to give your name and the where you have to save your log files. And then click OK on it. That's it. So I'm going to save all the whenever I open a browser, if I do anything related to HTTPS, all this pre-master secret will be saved inside this keylog file. So once I finish,
how did you go to that system properties? Where is that option?
it is just an view advanced system properties.
Is it the OS? I mean, are you using Windows? Which
Yeah,
version?
I'm using Windows 11.
Okay.
Yeah, you can just type advanced system properties. That's it. See, if you click on advanced, say view advanced system setting, if you click on this, you'll get an option here, right over here. Land to this page, and then you have to click on your environment variable, create new, and you can give this names. SSL keylog file, any path where you want to save your pre-master keys for every session. So all you have to do is this. So once you do this, you have to come back to the Wireshark, go to edit, preferences, go to protocols, go to TLS, and you have to browse, and you have to give the same keylog where you have given the path. You have to define the same path in the Wireshark. So once you do apply OK, it's going to decrypt your traffic. So here, what I did, there are two ways of doing it. Okay, so this is the way. This is a live everything. Whatever you open in a browser, it can do. So sometimes in Netscaler there is an option to capture your. So you guys were able to see that, or the connection was broken in the middle?
It was
Yes, yes,
broken actually.
broken actually.
I could not able to see. I can able to hear only. There is no video which I can see.
Okay.
Last 15 minutes I missed the video.
Okay, no problem. Let me share my screen. Let's do this again. No problem. I think there is some problem with the glitch with Zoom.
Yeah, it's visible now.
Yeah. So what I was telling you is that if I go and see this here, I don't see any decrypted traffic, right? So everything is encrypted. All I see is TLS. If you click on TLS, all your upper layer, everything is encrypted.
One more thing, Praveen, if you could enable the chat, no, at least the same time we can intimate you so that you can recognize it, whether you need to change or not.
Okay, yeah, I'll talk to my team about that. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, thank you.
Praveen, you were telling how does this capture on the Netscaler? Only then the connection got disconnected.
1 minute. Yes, yeah. What is the question? Sorry, what's your name?
You were saying that how to capture this on the Netscaler, only then your connection got disconnected. So if you can tell us how does this capture on Netscaler? I mean the
okay. The Netscaler, yeah, I'll tell you. So it's the same procedure. There is in the Netscaler you have an option to capture your pre-master secret. So when you do a TCP dump, when you go, if you have done that, that is something called as NS trace, Netscaler trace. So when you do that, it will give an option. It will, I know there is an option to enable your pre-master secret. It will ask you whether you want to capture your pre-master secret when you're doing a TCP dump for that particular connection. That's something called when you define your filters. There is something you can define your IP address, right? Like how we do here. You can give your source and destination IP, isn't it? Do you work on Netscaler?
Yeah.
Okay, so there is an option where you can define your source IP, destination IP. So you have to define your source IP, destination IP, then the whole TCP dump, and there is an option where it will show you do you want to capture the pre-master secret. So once you enable that, it will give us some kind of a pre-master key like this log file you will get. So once you get
enable that, you need the private key, right?
No, that's what I'm telling. Some people they confuse with that. Private key is different. That is never ever exchanged from the server. That's very confidential and it's always with the server. Okay.
So assume like if at all I want to capture the full key, I mean this is all the certificates, right? So if at all it's an SSL traffic on the Netscaler, if SSL traffic on the Netscaler, meaning it's an SSL determination, and if I want to capture on the Netscaler, then I need to know the secret key or the private key, right? Without that, I can't capture the packets.
No, that's what I'm telling.
Uh,
See, if you define your pre-master secret, once you enable that and when you run the capture, only then it's going to capture your pre-master secret. It's not that readily available you can take from the server and you
No,
can attach it.
I got that, but when I enable that option of capture the decrypted packets,
Mm.
then I need to have the keys to capture it, right? Without the keys, it will not capture.
See, okay, let
Praveen,
me.
Praveen, I will request you that these questions take in Q and whatever the question answer session, and
Yeah,
please explain everything. Thank you.
yeah. I mean, we are done with that. Suresh, right? What's your name?
The guy was asking the questions, or the guy told not to ask questions?
No.
Yeah, ask the question at the end so that we can have a session and then you can have your questions.
I am
Yeah.
Pradeep, Praveen.
We are done with that. I mean, Suresh, we are done with that. I mean, you guys understood, right? I mean, you do want me to show it again? Is that something you're telling? It's the connection was broken. You guys didn't see that?
That's okay. If you are done, then that's okay. Then you
No.
can.
I'm asking because there is some hiccups with this connections, right? Back and forth. We were disconnected. So I'm asking, is it you guys followed everything now? Or still you guys have a question on how to capture the pre-master secret or the basics of how to
No,
do the step?
the premature secret, what you showed on that system, it's fine. But when you said on the Netscaler, so on the Netscaler, if I want to capture it, meaning the traffic should terminate on the Netscaler in first place, correct?
No.
Uh,
See, that is what I'm telling. See, the understanding here is, see, when you open a session, this is your new TLS connection. Okay. So what you're going to do is I'm going to start my capture. So I'm going to establish a connection. So this server and client is going to exchange the keys, right?
No,
So
agreed.
on passed on that.
I got it, Praveen. What I'm trying to say, you're saying there is a man in the middle, which is the LB here. Now
Correct.
the certificates will be on the Netscaler now. So if you put a Netscaler in between now, so now the keys will be on the Netscaler, not on the server, because the Netscaler is doing the handshakes now.
Yeah. So obviously you can capture that pre-master, isn't it?
Right, agreed. So, but what I'm trying to say is, if I want to capture it, like as an engineer, right, which is, I mean, if this, I mean, just enabling that option on the trace command, we need to by default have that key which is used for the exchange.
No. I mean, your understanding is not right. See, what I am telling is the pre-master key is every time when you open a session, it's going to get the new pre-master key for every session for google.com, yahoo.com. So what you're doing from the TCP dump perspective, from that standpoint, what you're doing is you're just capturing your TCP dump. It's not working as a client or server, nothing. So you're capturing the whole TCP dump and the client is establishing a connection. The Netscaler, what it is capturing a traffic, it is just a TCP dump. You got it? So the pre-master secret is something, it's going to fetch the pre-master secret from the client because the client is trying to establish a connection to the Netscaler server, isn't it? So it is just capturing the pre-master secret from the client because
Right. Praveen, I mean, we're talking about the HTTP traffic here, right? So, I mean, the TCP is all done. Now, what we're doing is, what you're trying to explain. I mean, I'm just trying to only, point on the decrypted traffic portion here, right? All the initial handshake, everything is all through. Now, what I'm trying to only target here is, we are talking about the decrypted packets. Like, how can I decrypt the encrypted packet, right?
that is
So,
what I'm telling. See, all your
right.
after your three-way handshake, what happens in your TLS? The client is going to send the client hello. The server is going to send the server hello. So
Right.
when there is a change in cipher spec and everything is happening, so what happens? Only then your pre-master secret happens with the client. This client is going to generate that pre-master secret key, right? Because the both should agree upon the key exchange, only then the encryption and decryption happens. So what I'm telling is you are doing a capture on your netscaler. So the pre-master secret is created by the client. So there is netscaler, since it is doing the TCP dump, it can also fetch the pre-master secret. That's how the program is designed. How we are using Wireshark manually to capture this key. In the same way, it is designed like that. So it is going to fetch the pre-master secret for that particular session. What you are
I
running
think
the tree.
no, agreed. See, I mean, the thing is very thing, right? I mean, see, the pre-master key is established using your private key. So private
No,
key is
no,
a
no, no.
base.
That is wrong. Pre-master secret is not happening like that. I mean, I will show you. There is that PPT. I think I don't have it right now with me. See, who is doing the pre-master secret here? If you follow this arrow, green arrow, who is doing this pre-master secret? Client, isn't it?
No, I think, I mean, you're showing this thing, but before the pre-master key, when the server hello sends, the server hello sends with the with its local private key. Without the private key, it can't generate a pre-master key.
Oh my God. No, man, your understanding is
No,
wrong.
no.
No, wrong. See, no, the server will never ever send a private key, but then everybody can decrypt your traffic, isn't it? Anybody, if a man-in-middle attack, if I do that and if I capture the server private key, then I can decrypt the whole capture, right?
No, Praveen. I mean, on the wire, right? What I'm trying to say is this key, whatever this being generated, right? It is based on the initial key which is being sent with the private key, I suppose.
No, I mean, as far as in my understanding, in 6, 7 years, client server
Uh-huh.
will never ever send a private key.
No,
That is
because
practically by
agree, Praveen.
design. By
Yeah, yeah.
design, it
No,
is not like that.
because why I say this is because why I'm trying to stress you with this is whenever we are doing the troubleshooting, right, with the netscaler, I mean, if we take any load balancer, but if at all it's a netscaler, and if at all the vendor, like if the netscaler vendor wants to capture the decrypted keys, right? He specifically asked for to give the to give the public sorry to give the private key
See,
without
I will tell you, stop, sorry to
uh,
break you. Some people, they call it as a private key. But if you see that, why in the Wireshark by design, if you see, even in the Wireshark, they would have given, right? The logic remains the same. If you go to the protocol and if you look at the TLS, it's telling pre-master secret, not a private key. They can explicitly define it as a private key, isn't it? Why should they have something like that?
because
Actually, I want to add something. Like if someone asks for the private key, we download from the server, right? There is no way, like
then agree. See,
during the SSL handshake, the private key will never share.
Yeah,
Otherwise, the game is compromised.
compromise,
yeah,
exactly.
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah, private
and
key is not shared. The private key
yeah,
is not
and
shared. I completely agree
let me
that.
complete.
Uh,
Let me complete.
mhm.
From the there is a need to learn how they calculate the same private key each either side with the pre-master key. So the private key is never shared by the either side.
Okay, no,
Whether it is
okay.
a
No, okay,
This
let me ask you this. Sorry, Praveen. I mean, it's a good conversation. I'm sorry for others. Okay, then what is the use of the private key?
That is, the server always want to decrypt the traffic from the client, isn't it? So who can decrypt your traffic? So if I have the same private key in my computer and I can pretend like a rogue server, I can decrypt the traffic.
No. See, the decryption of the traffic happens on the established session key, not on the private key.
See, the purpose of the private key, I will tell you, the purpose of the private key is whoever is trying to establish a connection to a client, who is want to be a rogue or a botnet server, no, they
Mhm.
can't do anything. The only one who can decrypt that particular traffic is the server who owns that private key, who is the owner of the server, who always owns the private key, and that's
Correct.
never been exchanged to anyone.
No, agreed,
That is
agreed,
always with
Praveen.
the server.
No, no, the private key is local. It is never public. That point is clear. There is no argument on it. Now, the decryption or encryption of the data happens on the established session key, not on the private key. Do we
Absolutely.
agree on that?
But
Yeah.
but what is that session key? You tell me. What is that session
Yeah,
key? What
exactly. So
algorithm is used?
correct. So that is a session key. What has been calculated, now whatever the other gentleman was saying, there is a calculation algorithm happens between the client and the server
What
to
algorithm is
establish
that?
the
I
session
mean,
key.
why I am asking
Yeah,
is how you understood that to that level. That's what my question is.
exactly.
Who is doing that
No,
session key encryption?
exactly. No, hold on a second. Now, according to me, this entire session established which happens, the base key is your private key, which is not shared, which is not shared. But the entire algorithm happens based on your private key, which is on the server. The entire session key, what the calculation happens, like whatever the algorithm is, like Delphin or whatever algorithm is, the entire session key, the pre-master key, everything happens based on the client, based on the server private key. That's my understanding because the base is the private key. Only with the base of the private key, they can establish a calculation. But your base, the foundation is your private key, which is not shared, but that is used to generate your session key. That's my understanding. Now, okay, I mean, we can discuss into it
I
because
mean, I mean, you understood to that level, but I want to clarify something. See, private key part, what it does is different. The session key part, what it is doing is different. See, even though if somebody is compromising your private key, if I got a private key, but still, if your session key is happening only between the client and server, what happens in the session key if there is a break, something is broken in the middle? If I'm trying to establish a connection with a rogue server, that's not going to happen. That's like a double wall protection that happening with SSL.
yes. I totally agree on that point. I'm not debating on that point. Now, what my only point is, like when I'm trying to
No,
decrypt
when you
the
say the
data,
base is little, you have to change the term. I mean, base is unless if you don't have that private key, you can't establish any other connection. You can't come down up to your session key process. It will not happen to that level. It's going to break right over in the top if you don't have your private key, isn't it? Because the private key is the only one it can decrypt the traffic, right? That's what the theory strongly says. That's how it works. So
okay, fine, okay.
the decryption of the data, whatever the client is sending it, so only that can be decrypted using the private key because the
Private
server has
key.
given the public key to the client. So whatever the client is doing it encryption, that is only be decrypted by the owner of the server who owns that private key.
Okay, now tell me, how does the client decrypt the traffic?
Client?
How does the client decrypt its traffic?
We are using the shared secret session keys, right?
Yeah,
To decrypt the
right.
traffic.
So they're using a session key, right? So the client is using a session key now, right?
See, I will tell you again, there is two parts. You asked me a question how the client is doing a decryption. Client does the decryption of the public key given by the server, right? Because whatever the encryption happens,
No,
it
I
can be
think
decrypted. 1 minute. It can be decrypted with the public key. That is the whole point, man. See, the
no,
server is
that,
doing an encryption
okay,
and decryption with a private key. The client is doing an encryption decryption with the public key given to it. But the session key in everything is on once the connection is established. But your session should be active and it should not be compromised. It should be securely happen until they tear down the connection. So that is a session related encryption decryption happens with your Diffie-Hellman. So your base encryption and decryption happens with your public and private key. Got it? So that's how the encryption decryption happens.
So, I mean, see, you're talking about two sessions. So do you think there are two session key? One is used for public and private, and one is a session key?
Absolutely. That is the whole point, right? Go and do a Google search. So I am not coming here and teaching something. See, I did a lot of research in doing this. Okay, so I'm doing this for 3-4 years and
See, I'm not
practically did
debating.
this.
No, Praveen. I mean, so don't get it personal, right? I'm not trying to make it
No. It's
personal.
not like that. Learning is fine, but
No, hold
so
on.
this is
That's
how it
fine.
works. This is how it
That's
works.
fine. See,
You
I mean,
can
see
see
what
that in
I
capture.
mean, you have done your Google, I've done my Google, you have done your books, I've done my books, but the books are same, right? I mean, the exchanges are same. Now, okay, I mean, we can agree to disagree or disagree to agree. I mean, don't get it personal, right? I mean, I'm trying
No.
to
This is
establish
purely
something.
learning. But what
No,
I
no,
am
no,
telling is,
exactly, right? I mean, see,
you
I mean, so no, Praveen, okay, just hold on a sec, right? I mean, this is not an office call. We're not agreeing on some troubleshooting fire mode method. I mean, it's all okay, right? See, my only point, what I'm trying to say is that when we work on NetScaler, I mean, let's discuss on this technical points whenever we have a session, whenever, if at all, I join your classes. But I'm telling you this, right? When we're doing a troubleshooting on a load balancer, you forget about your systems and things. And if I'm doing a SSL termination on my load balancer, let me just tell you this very clearly. When I'm running NSTrace command, which is the capture command, right, with an ADMs or whatever the CLI commands, without the certificate or without the private key, you can't decrypt the traffic.
but then how we are decrypting the traffic now
If
without
you
the
want to
private key?
decrypt the traffic, you need to know the private key. Now in this system, you did a local capture because the private key is inside the system, right? On the Netscaler, when we put the keys, see the private key, whenever we put it on Netscaler,
See,
right?
I got you. See, sorry to break you.
Yeah.
I got your whole point.
Uh-huh.
See, you are doing a decryption where in your capture when you're doing who is doing a decryption there? Who is doing a decryption
LB,
in NS? What is
Netscaler.
that? Netscaler. So who is the
Yeah.
server there? Netscaler. So you're not giving that key to anyone. That's a private key you're
No,
talking
agreed.
about.
What I'm saying is on
See,
the NSTrace command, yeah.
I'll tell you. See, the
Uh,
pre-master secret, why the client, in the client we are using a pre-master secret? Because we don't have a private key. Yes?
what is that? Sorry.
In the client, how the client in the decryption, the higher layers, how I am decrypting the traffic, because I don't have a private key. I have a pre-master secret. You
Mm-hmm.
do a search between what is the difference between pre-master secret and private key. Both are different. But the pre-master secret is before they are generating the encryption keys, right? The Diffie-Hellman is sharing their keys and they are coming up with the encryptions. As I said, 1 plus 2 equal to 3, 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. The value is same, but the keys are
Mm-hmm.
different. So that's how the Diffie-Hellman works. The pre-master secret is something the client does this before the session key generation. So using this pre-master secret, still I can decrypt the traffic. But since you have your Netscaler and you have your private key on your server, you can decrypt your traffic because all the traffic can be decrypted with private key, isn't it?
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, without that private key, you can't capture the
See,
NSTrace answer.
that is what I'm telling.
Hmm.
What is that? Your name? What is your
Pradeep.
name?
Pradeep.
Pradeep. See, in the client perspective, if you want to do, I don't have an option for a private key, so I am doing with the pre-master secret because that is how it is
Right.
designed to troubleshoot.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
So from the even if I have a server and I have a private key, so what is the point? Why I want pre-master
No,
secret?
Praveen, I mean, see, what I'm trying to say only is on the Netscaler when when you're using the NSTrace, because I'm trying to argue on that point. I'm saying that you need to that's what the whole argument started. On the Netscaler, what I'm trying to say is without your private key, you can't capture the decrypted traffic. I mean, you can't decrypt the traffic. You can't capture a decrypted packet capture. That's the whole point I'm saying.
Why? Because it is not the client, right? It is a server. I don't think
That's
it
what I'm
has an
saying.
option to
Agreed.
do it.
Yeah. No, technically, yes. That's what I'm saying. But I mean, I think I got it wrong. If at all you said yes, you need it because I heard that you don't need a private key to capture the decrypted traffic. But I am saying you need a decrypt traffic on the Netscaler. On the client, I'm not arguing. I'm talking about your Netscaler, which is acting as a server now.
If it is a server, yeah, if you have a private
Yeah,
key, definitely you
because
can
see, I
decrypt
mean,
your
it
traffic.
is doing an SSL, offloading, wherein it is doing your offloading of a server's certificate. Then the server doesn't need to know the private key. Now the Netscaler need to know the private key because it is doing the SSL handshakes or the SSL terminologies, right? So on the Netscaler, when you do a capture, I'm just saying that we need to know because I mean, why I asked you this thing is that I'm just trying to get from you also because we have this legacy certificates installed where we don't have the private keys and there we get into an issues, right? We have a lot of things happening. So I was just trying to get into that point that we need to have the private key to capture your decrypted traffic. I mean, that's the whole point I was trying to get into.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, thanks, man. I mean, sorry. I mean, if at all you got offended, I'm sorry.
It is not
Uh,
offended. Come on. I mean, this is
No, no, I mean,
totally
you sounded
learning, right?
that I've learned 6, 7 years. I know you have a knowledge. I'm not trying to, challenge your knowledge.
No,
Just
I
trying
mean,
to get
we
into
should
the
not.
details.
We should not confuse the students because if everybody is listening because they are not from the same level of experience what they have. But whatever we train here, it is not something really. You know that if you happen to learn the other courses, we are all coming here with a lot of learning. It's not with just a piece of information what we learn and coming back here. So we do a lot of hands-on before coming here because I know the hard-hitting questions from my previous batches also, but because they have a lot of expectations. So I totally get it. I never think it is offending or it is questioning me. No, no, not like that.
That's perfect then. Yeah,
Everybody here is to learn.
perfect.
The whole point is we
Perfect.
should understand properly. We should understand properly. We should not go with the confusion. That is my
No,
whole
I mean,
point
see,
when
the
I'm
thing
teaching
is that,
something.
yeah, I mean, the thing is, I mean, initially, if at all, the CLI command is the whole, the whole thing started. I mean, how the communication works, I mean, who knows better? It's all different. But entirely thing, what I'm trying to say is, if you want to capture on the server, you need to know the secret. And if the next client is the server, then you need to know the secret, whatever the private key.
Of course, if it is a server, you need a private key. Maybe I was telling that if you have a pre-master secret, whatever the client is sending it, I think there should be an option to
No,
capture the pre-master secret.
because on the Netscaler, you can't even capture if it's not SSL offload. Only if it's an SSL offload, you can capture. Because if it's an SSL pass-through or a bridge, where the certificate is not available on the Netscaler, then you can't even decrypt the traffic because it's not even doing any SSL determination on the box. So my entire conversation was on the Netscaler part, which is your the capturing of the traffic there. If it's an SSL termination on it.
Of course, this is it is becomes an SSL bridge, right? So the meaning is it is just a bridge. It is not doing any offloading. It is not doing any encryption or
Yeah,
decryption.
if it's a cell bridge, you can't even do a decrypt traffic on it. Anyway, fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can do that in the server. You can do
Yeah,
that.
so yeah, wherever the termination happens, you can just get it captured.
Yeah. Okay. Any other questions apart from this?
Hello, Praveen. Just one thing I just wanted to know.
Go ahead. Sorry.
The shared secret and session key is same or is it different? The shared secret.
I mean, what is the question?
The session key and pre-share secret, which you are just telling me.
That is different. Yeah, different.
Every time it is getting different session when you close the
different
browser.
session. Yes.
But pre-shared secret will remain the same until the session between
Correct.
the client and server, right?
Absolutely. Pre-shared secret is happens in the very beginning of the session, so that remains the same. Only the session keys keep changing. Yeah. Good question. Anyway.
Okay. Thank you.
So, Praveen, what is the difference between session key and the pre-shared key? Because as you said, the pre-shared key is enough for decrypting the traffic. Then what is the role of the session keys?
To keep your session active and encrypted throughout your communication.
Sorry, can you please come again?
If there is a session, it's keep going on. It
Mhm.
should not be compromised to anyone in the middle, right? So the session keys keep changing. The session key is based on what the client and servers keep exchanging between them. It's a random. It's keep happening for your whole
But
communication.
but we can decrypt the session by using the pre-shared key, right?
Pre-master secret.
Pre-master secret. Sorry.
Yes.
Pre-master secret. Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
But when you open a new session, I'll ask a question. So you have a browser, you opened a session, and you're watching some videos. So once you close the session, can you use the same pre-master secret when you do a second session to your second YouTube session? Can you use your pre-master secret to decrypt your second session? Is that
Uh,
possible?
I think no, but I'm not sure on this part, like
No, that
whether
is
we
a
can
whole
use
no
a
no got it, but that is a whole logic, right? So you can use that for only that session, pre-master secret, the complete whole session. Once it is terminated, and if you start a new session, a new pre-master secret will be generated because your new
Okay,
SSL
Praveen.
connection is
Okay,
established.
Praveen. One question, like let's suppose I open a YouTube, right? On the same YouTube channel, I just right click on the and open that channel in the new browser. Okay, so still the pre-shared key is same.
What is the question? Can you repeat one more time?
I open a YouTube, right?
Okay.
I open a banking website or
Okay.
some HTTPS website.
Okay.
So there is a redirection link, means let's suppose I click on any catalog or that opens a new web browser
Okay.
in the next tab. Okay, this is happening. So that again will be open with the decrypt from the pre-master key, or we need an or it generate a new pre-master key.
No, that is a subsession, right? So it just use the same main pre-master secret to decrypt your whole session. Yeah.
Okay.
Until you disconnect your session, you can use the same pre-master secret.
Okay. If we close all the browser, then again I'll go to the YouTube or any banking website that will be the new master key
Yeah.
we require, right? Okay.
Correct. Correct. So I'll show you this. You'll understand this better. So there is a client key exchange secret happens server. So how many exchanges happening? This is one communication. This is the second communication happening, right? So like this, it keeps taking whenever there is a change in the pre-master secret, it's keep logging this key values inside. That's why
Praveen, your
when we
voice is not
decrypt the,
audible. Can you speak clearly?
is it my voice is not audible?
No, it's
It is all.
audible. It's little, it will become slow, Praveen.
Uh-huh. How about now?
It's good.
Okay. See, the
Voice is little low. Okay.
still,
Yeah.
is it for everyone it is like that?
Yes, it is very it's slow. It's slow.
What is happening? I have adjusted my mic. How about now?
It's a slow but audible. It is clearly audible, but it is slow. Low.
1 minute, let me reconnect again.
Audible, no issues.
How about now?
Yeah, clear.
Clear?
It is clear for me. You can ask for someone else. Any other people can hear properly or not.
How about you guys? You guys can hear me properly?
It's clear, but then the voice is low. So it looks like you are far away from your machine.
Is it?
That's the way
What
it
about
sounds.
now? What about now? Is it better?
Yeah,
Well, it's better.
we can
It's better.
manage, but it is slow. Just for your information.
Okay. No
It
problem.
was not as loud as before, Praveen. I mean, it is. We can hear you, but it become like little bit feeble.
Feeble, is it?
Yeah.
Let me disconnect it. Hi everyone. Hello. Hello everyone. Can you hear
Yeah,
me
hi,
now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine.
disconnected and reconnected again. Is it better?
Very better.
Yes,
Good.
Okay. Okay. I think some problem with the Teams. Yeah. So this is how the session is going to be for all the topics. So we are going to discuss something like this. Let me record this session. Yeah, you guys can ask me a question if you have any questions. No questions?
Praveen, the session starts from next week, is it?
Yeah, correct.
Saturdays and Sundays, right? 10 to 12.
Yes, 10 to 12, yeah.
So there is no, I'm sorry, I'm to asking this. There is no other session in the evenings, Praveen, or this is the only session, is it? Like you have only one active session?
Yeah. As of now, yeah, we planned only 10 to 12. Yeah.
Only one in the morning, is it?
Yeah.
Because I've got something from 10 to 11.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
What is that? Is it parallel to batch?
No. This is something for my, not your skill academy. It is something other.
Okay.
It's my other sessions going on. But yeah, fine. So 10 to 12, right?
Yeah, 10 to 12 morning. Yeah.
I'll see if we can move some other meeting.
And I mean, what is your experience? Just to know.
Yeah, I've got about 24 years experience. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Nice talking to you, Praveen. Sure, probably we'll see if we can move that meeting. I can.
Yeah, sure. Marcus, right?
Yeah. Nice talking to you, man.
Yeah. No problem. I mean, you're based in India?
Yeah, in India. Yes.
Okay. No, I mean, you should ask questions like this. See, I like this because why I'm telling you, I'm doing my CCIE, but I have seen people, they don't even open up.
What, Praveen, sorry, you're doing what?
Yeah, I'm working as a network architect.
What is that? PCIe, what is that?
CCIE, there
CCIE. Oh, wow.
Security, I'm doing that. So I have seen people, they never ask questions in my batch.
Okay.
I'm not a trainer. I'm not a trainer. I am studying for CCE there. Yeah.
So
I have
completed CCIE on your given up exams?
No. I'm still preparing. I'm preparing for
how about both theory and lab, both you're preparing?
Yeah, theory and lab, and I feel it is not very engaging there. They are not. What do you say? I mean, people are not asking questions like this. They're mostly okay with whatever they are teaching. Yeah. They don't generally ask questions like this. It's not even going very deep about that. Somebody's talking about.
Deep is very deep, man. It's a deep ocean.
Yeah, but because when I go for there, I have a question. Why people are not asking questions here? But in my batch, there are a lot of questions. Okay, cool. So that makes people different, right? So people, they think that if they ask a lot of questions only, then they're learning. They're curious to learn.
Exactly.
If whatever I am teaching and people are silent, then they what is that? Then why you should come and join?
Praveen, can I tell something?
Yeah.
See, if people would have knowledge like Marcus, no, they can ask multiple questions like Marcus. Right. See, it is in depth question he's asking, right? Which we don't have such kind of deep knowledge. So we
That's
can't
why you are
go
here,
deeper,
right? That's why you are here.
Yeah,
I mean, you go deep level. See, even if I take training, if I do a training, if you are not practicing, if you are not applying your skills, right, so they're never going to work. People, they think, okay, if I come join here, I know everything, I can find it. It's not like that. You need a lot of hard work behind that. See, if he is asking a question like that, then he came to some point where he learned what is SSL handshake, how it happens, what is keys, encryptions. So it's all basic. So I have seen so many people, they stumble because we are not ready to have the discipline of learning. So I want to learn something, you have to spend time. That's the discipline we should have constantly, right? Otherwise, you can't do that.
Yeah, when you both were discussing, no, I learned how confident you are talking to each other. You both are sharing the conversation. You both are sharing the knowledge, no? You both are so confident on your technologies.
Because he the experience. I mean, he got a lot of experience. And I work on that. So even you, it happens for you, right? So when you learn, when you do that, you can break the experience, but with a lot of hard work and dedication. If you do, yeah, definitely you can do that. It's not a big deal.
I am very happy that I am a part of it in this conversation.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks a lot to you, Marcus, and thanks a lot to you, Praveen.
No
Thanks,
problem.
Mahendra.
No
Thanks,
problem.
Praveen. Thanks a lot, buddy. Take care. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
sure,
going
sure,
to
sure.
drop off now.
Yeah, sure.
That's all.
Yeah, no problem.
Parveen, one question. Let's suppose in the it is production prospective question. If we have an issue and we escalate it to the vendor, right? And
Mm-hmm.
vendor asks for the TCP dump, and so how he will indicate what we should give a session key or private key. It
No,
actually
if you are doing from Netscaler, I think you have an option for a private key. As far as if you have a private key, I think you should not give that anyway, but that is only for that particular session. But
no.
anyway, people they say
Let's
you
suppose
can share your screen and show them, and they can see your capture and do a troubleshooting. But I would recommend never ever give your private key to anyone. And
okay. So
I don't think even you can export your private key because that should always be in your server. That's what I remember. Whenever you
so if
create a certificate, you will have your private key inside your server, and that cannot be exported to even any other machine. If you generate a certificate and if you install your certificate, you have to bind your private key with that. So you have to do it on the same machine. Even you can't change that, but I think there is an option to export your private key, but I never tried it.
hmm. So if I would ask if there is what is the difference between a session key and the private key? So the session key is similar like a private key. We can do decrypt the specific session. That is enough with the
No,
session key.
I mean, when the server is giving a certificate to a client, it holds the private key and gives a certificate and the public key to the
Correct.
client.
Correct.
So this session key comes and kicks in when your session exactly starts. There you can start it doing a random session key generation happens between the client and server. So we
Correct.
have no control with that. That's purely based on session how this algorithm is defined. So until that point, if you understand the difference between this difference between session key, private key, public key, pre-master secret is more than enough for your all your troubleshoot. Because we are not going to design anything the protocol perspective. So which key I should use to decrypt the traffic and how I'm going to troubleshoot a problem. As admin, we are going to do that, right?
Yes, I have gone through this. If you take a case for F5, so if we generate a CSR from the F5, so private key stored with the F5, and if the server required, we will definitely they will require the private key because the CSR is generated from the F5. So
Yeah.
we need to provide this private key to the server end. And
When
if
you're
they
installing a certificate, you need a private
mm,
key. When you bind a certificate to your F5, I think you have an option when you install your
mm,
certificate, it will also ask for your private key, right?
correct.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if there is a communication established between the server and the F5, so that would I understand. I need to understand the session key. Actually, I'm not clear about the session key. I know it is valid for one session. So what is the process to
See
download those
the
session keys? Actually, I wanted to understand.
session
Let's
key.
forget about the private key. Let's talk about the session key. So the session key, what is the role? How we can catch that session key? And that is I wanted to understand.
You can see the algorithm where it kicks in, right? The Diffie-Hellman whole point is that's a session key happening. For all your TLS, it's all encrypted. You can't see it.
Okay. So we don't, as you said, we don't have control on the session keys, right?
We don't have a control on session key. Yeah.
Okay, it is not usable. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. I never tried capturing session key.
Okay, Praveen, thank you.
No
I'm
problem,
done.
sir. Any other questions?
Hello, Praveen.
Yeah, Mahendra. I think you
Yeah.
joined before.
Before me,
I mean, in
I
the
am
last,
not
have you joined the last demo?
last
No.
demo. No, I
Okay, no,
joined the
no
Palo
problem.
Alto class.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I have completed my Palo Alto in Panorama with Hemusar.
Okay.
Okay. So as he was asking, like pre-shared key, then private key, then public key. These all keys, will be starting some stage. Okay, so that flow, if we could understand, we can clear all our doubt, right? No.
Yeah, absolutely. Because this is a demo. We just saw how it happens, how it works. Very high level.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not the
So
actual class. Actual classes, we'll go step by step, one by one.
So in that class, we can understand when preset key will start, when private key will come to the picture, when the public key will come.
Yeah.
These all things in a frame we will get, right? No?
Yeah, correct. Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
correct.
Yeah.
Thank you, Praveen.
No, no problem, Mahendra. Yeah, nice, amazing questions. Any other questions?
Sir, could you please explain like three-way handchecking in the Wireshark? Like first three commands, we know the pin, act, and acknowledge.
Well, I mean, what is your doubt? What is your doubt on that?
So how it will like source is sending the fin command. After that, the destination is sending acknowledge. After that, what will happen? Then source is sending the acknowledge again, or it will like a session out.
No, I mean, it's a three-way handshake, right? So it's a four-tuple connection, as we discussed before in the whiteboard. Four-tuple connection is source IP, source port, destination IP, destination port.
Yes.
So the first packet, the client will send a SYN message to the server with all these parameters, right? Source IP, source port, destination IP, and destination port. For that, the server will respond back with SYN ACK. It is acking, it is sending an acknowledgement for your SYN. The client which the SYN packet which is sent by the client, the server is responding with the SYN ACK acknowledgement. I am acknowledging your SYN ACK. It means that your SYN has successfully reached the destination and destination is sending back the response to you. It's an acknowledgement, right? Example, if I say, hi Santosh, you're telling, yeah, Praveen, I can hear you. That's an acknowledgement you're giving back, right? Do you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. So it's a two-way communication happening. That is SYN-ACK. So after this SYN-ACK, what the client is telling that, okay, I got your SYN acknowledgement message. That's something client is sending the ACK again back. That is called three-way handshake. So the client does twice. The client has to acknowledge, right? Because I send a SYN, the server sends a SYN ACK, but for that SYN ACK, I should acknowledge, right, back to the server. Okay, I got your SYN ACK. So that's the third packet. SYN ACK ACK. Got it?
Got it.
Yeah. So once there is a successful three-way handshake, only then your TLS kicks in. If your SSL connection, your TLS connection breaks, there is no further communication happening. So you have to troubleshoot your TCP connection issue. Most probably,
Yes.
if there is any port is blocked, then you have to stay up there. Who is resetting the packet? Is it a client or server? So from there, you have to figure out, and why is it the port is opened or closed, or why it is not responding. Even if the ports are opened, if your application is not up, still it's going to reset the connection, isn't it? Those are all the logics you have to think. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, Santosh. Any questions, guys? Devash, Kranit, Babu, Mahendra, Sagar, Setu, Shrikant, Vitri, Vishal.
Praveen, I have one more question here. Like in the message, like we could able to see some R message and F message, right? What is that for?
R for reset, F for fin packet, finish.
Okay.
Fin packet is for finished. The connection has been successfully done.
Okay. R is for reset or retransmission?
Reset. If you're talking about flags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Praveen.
Okay.
So I have just joined Praveen, I'll watch this demo again and then we'll ask the questions in the live classes.
Sure, no problem, Devash. Yeah. Any other questions? Sagar, Setu, Shrikant, anyone? Even it can be a basic questions, no
So
problem.
when will this demo uploaded to the YouTube, or we are going to send it?
I think Muskan would do
Yes,
this.
we'll upload it. You can message me on WhatsApp. I shared my number in chat so that I will share it
Okay.
with you just after uploaded.
Sure, Muskan. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, guys? Or can we wrap up this session? Even it can be base questions. So don't hesitate. Nothing going to happen. It's just a
quick
Q&A
one.
session. Yeah, Sagar.
I understand that we will be having the practical sessions on the Wireshark, but it will be like only you are explaining the practically on your screen share, or we will be doing together. I mean, how exactly it's going to be?
No, I will share my screen and I'll show you. You have to do the lab on your
Okay.
own. And if you have any questions, then you can ask me in the next class.
Okay, so you will be giving the assignment kind of lab, so we have to do before the next.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every topic has a lab.
Right.
So end of there is a theory and the practical session.
Mm-hmm.
So it's mostly 30% practical, 70% practical, and 30% theory.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
That's it. We are done.
Yeah, that's fine. That's it.
Okay, thanks, Sagar. Okay. So then thanks everyone. If there is no further questions, we can wrap up this session. Thanks for joining.